How's it going, Twitch? You guys are Twitch. How's it going, Twitch? Unless you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, in which case, how's it going, YouTube? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. Today, I am playing a game called Burning Secrets, a Bara visual novel. And I am embarrassed to say I googled the word Bara, and I don't think it means what I think it means. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and hop into this. I've always loved reading visual novels. It's been a while since I've read one on stream, actually, so this should be a lot of fun, I think. Let's go ahead and hop into it and see what this is all about. Maybe it's like that gay furry visual novel I played, the other, you know the one, Burrow of the Fallen Bear, something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and check the settings. Okay. New game. Okay, gonna have to give them voices. What perfect weather today. It's the only conclusion I can come to on a day like this. Well, that's our one and only trophy for the whole game. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm done. Evening, Dim. How are you doing? Oh, hey, I'm the first person to play this game. Let's go. I'm the first person in the world to get that trophy. Got a whole lot. Oh, you get trophies for all the different endings too. Okay, no, there's like proper trophies. Dim, do you remember that one visual novel I played? I get the feeling that this might be like that one. I look at the sky and then I take a deep breath. Warm, a blazing sun, and a perfect blue sky with only a few clouds. It's summer, and the weather is hot, but with a nice constant breeze, and I've always loved the heat. I look around. This part of the garden is huge, filled with soothing sounds, and there's no one else here but me. I'm gonna guess Greece? I'm gonna guess ancient Greece. Breathing in the scent of the flowers, having my hair ruffled by the cool breeze, feeling the warm and pleasant touch of the sun on my skin, the feeling of stepping on the soft grass with my hooves. Audio is video, nope. There's hardly any audio. Here, I'll mute my microphone. You might barely be able to pick up on some background stuff, but there's not much going on right now. Oh, you're talking about on your end. Got it. I understand. That's fine. You lurk all you want. Okay. In these moments, I find myself impressed by this supernatural thing that is living. I'm so happy that I have the rest of the day only to myself. Being here alone can be a little lonely for some, but not for me. Though I'm a wild-born satyr, which is noticeable from my hooves, hairy legs, and dark horns, I've been living in these castles for a few years now. The queen of the castle had an illness once, and the fruit of a great loss, and as I am an expert in plants, I was invited to stay and make healing teas and potions for her. Well, luckily, Dim, it's a visual novel, so not much to actually see. Nowadays she is fine, but as they liked my talents, I ended up staying. Which was good, actually. I had many problems with my old party. I wouldn't know where to go back. Living here in Burning Horns Castle as potion and greenhouse master has its perks. Normally there is much to do, but sometimes I can finish everything early and just enjoy things for the rest of the day. Burning Horns is this realm where most part of people who feel attracted by the same sex or who think some choices are unnecessary and limiting choose to live their lives. In the past, terrible shadows threatened our way of life, but we fought and resisted and turned Burning Horns into the paradise it is today and hopefully forever. Yep, ancient Greece. At that time, lots of potions and medicinal herbs were necessary to keep our people alive. I remember the overwhelming amount of work I used to have. I feel so alive now that we're living in peace without too many things to do. Now, all days have been calm and predictable. For some, it could be boring, but not for those who have an amazing bottle of elven wine. And this is the perfect day to do nothing, and I have nothing to do. One of the best days. Nothing can change it. Well, he's about to jinx that. Wait! No, no, no! All the wine out? But the bottle was full not long ago. Can I trust what I see? I look at the bottle and see only my face of annoyance at the absence of liquid. In its reflection, my long hair and black goatee, get it because he's a satyr, is full of gaps, while my green pupils look like they're going to pop. Yeah, what a horrible day. I can't believe it. Gods, why do you hate me so much? I might have a headache. That wouldn't happen if I kept drinking. A hangover only affects those who stop drinking. I take a deep breath again and decide to calm down. Okay, Luxus, no panic. Not everything is lost. At least you could still have the nap you were planning to... Yes, I just need to find the perfect place in this farthest part of the garden here. Perhaps in the shade of those fruit trees farther away. I look at them from a distance. There's a mulberry tree whose shade looks ideal. Looks like my day might still be saved. Keep calm and don't let it ruin your day, Luxus. It's not like it's the end of everything. Hey, Luxus! I crouch and hide as soon as I hear the voice. Would I be listening well? Could the gods be so sadistic and send me another challenge to disturb my perfect day? I ask myself these questions when a second call leaves me with no doubts. Luxus, are you here? There's only one being who is able to remain so energetic at this time of the afternoon. Oh, please don't find me. I'm not. Okay, Luxus. No, okay, Luxus, don't move. I try to control myself. Just pretend you're not here and that elf will go away. Positive thoughts. I can hear the determined footsteps approaching me. Why is my forehead sweating? My heart starts to speed up at the same rhythm as the footsteps I hear. When he's getting near me, I close my eyes pathetically, as if that would keep me hidden from him. Luxus, where are you? Where were you? I'm so happy I finally found you. And there he is. Damn it. The figure in front of me has long, straight blonde hair, white skin, and green eyes that look worried, as well as its pointed ears, reddened and fluttering. Yes, I'm here. Yay, there's no need to scream. I'll definitely have a headache. I'm sorry. I look at the stocky, muscular figure, much larger than I am, in front of me. He holds tightly his inseparable bow, and he keeps in his scabbard his carved sword, which he knows how to use with equal precision. They are both a gift forged by our Fire Queen herself, the Forge Queen of Burning Horns, to be given to our finest warrior. There was no questions when they were given to Finn. As if it wasn't enough, his shoulders are monstrous and his arms are huge. He could use them as weapons, and he probably could wring my neck easily, which only makes his expression more awkward, but funnier when I answer him. I didn't want to bother you. Or, if someone saw us, they might think I hate Finn, which isn't true. Finn is that guy that everyone looks up to because he's always willing and trying to help everyone. He is usually quite naive. I, on the other hand, am passive-aggressive and sarcastic. No big particular reason. It's just my way of keeping myself private, and it usually works. except with naive people who want to help everyone. No problem, big guy. Or, I'm Luxus, got it. No problem, big guy. Looks like someone has a lot of energy today. What do you need? It's just that Zafir disappeared. No one has seen him since dawn. Zafir, the wizard, the magical genius who can sound both fatherly and clumsy, responsible and chaotic, reliable and unpredictable. It's not as if I'm thinking about him, trying to understand him all the time. He usually has a lot of obligations and things to study, but I have the feeling he created most of them. I believe he enjoys it. I never understood it very well. He's weird. I don't know about him, but I'm here, handsome. I was already getting bored. Looks like you need to relax. I say this by running my hand over my chest, feeling the hairs on it, one of my favorite body parts. But I realize that my fellow elf is too distracted to notice. So did you want to see him or did you not? I'm confused. It's strange he didn't say anything about staying out all day. Oh gods, sometimes I forget you're like Siamese brothers. I exaggerate a little, but not that much. Zafir and Finn always does things together. The staff and the blow that protect burning horns. It gets annoying at times. Try to relax, big boy. There are no demons and shadows threatening burning horns. Not since we defeated them all. That old mage doesn't need to be around all the time. I know. He's probably exercising, keeping his muscles active. It's important at his age. I know you don't think he is so old. A hot old one, maybe. Anyway, he is a wizard. He does these bizarre things wizards do, like acting so sexy at that age, summoning people from other worlds, or just disappearing when we're looking for him. Luxus, please. My warriors and I looked for him in several places, but no one has seen him. I'm starting to feel worried. Finn has a lot of people under his command capable of this kind of searching for someone, but if none of them found Zafir, maybe he doesn't want to be found. If your warriors have already scoured the countryside for him, what specifically could I do? There's a place we haven't looked yet. I was considering if you could just help us look for him close to Hoof Grove. I know it's your old home. Why would he be there? That's a forbidden place to go without someone from there. Not even that crazy wizard would try something so crazy? It's the only place left. Could it be? I rub my horns back and forth, a habit of mine, as I think. I don't know if Zafir would even do something like that. It's like I've forgotten some details. I want to discover if he is there. Can you help me? Of course I can help you. Okay, got a choice. I don't want it to look like I don't care about him either. Relaxing, get us a bottle of wine to share while we wait for him to get back. Do we have a deal? But don't you ever look at me like this. Never. Doesn't look good on that big baby face of yours. So show me a smile. I tease him, but it's nice to see the pained expression on his face replaced by relief. It's better. I'll find him. Don't worry. Thank you, Luxus. You're the best. The Hoof Grove is not so close to burning horns. Normally takes almost a whole day for a human to reach it, but it's different when you have hooves. After trotting for a few hours through the woods, following the trails made by wild animals, my hooves already feel like stepping into familiar territory. The woods. Trophy earned. How long is this? It's not on how long to beat. It's not an overly long game. Around 1 to 2 hours of gameplay is what the Steam page says. Wow. Well, I tend to make these things longer because I actually act out all the voices, so I think it'll be a little shorter than that. Along the way, I saw the landscape, or a little longer than that, good lord. Along the way, I saw the landscape changing from a sparse forest frequented by hunters to something denser, hostile, and for that very reason, more beautiful. I think it's incredible how this part of the forest always looks the same. Inviolable. Many of its centuries-old trees are full of fruits or flowers of extraordinary beauty, which you can tell by how dark and sinister the music is. Some contain the best flavors and perfumes, yet others of equal beauty can contain terrible substances. Competing with them for each space, there are smaller plants, twisted bushes, vines, and thorns that can pierce you if you approach without caution. Nature always abhors the void. Some shortcuts are blocked by plants, but I am able to control them and create a way out with the magic of my flute. It's a straw flute, from which I'm able to cast some spells, mostly related to plants, animals, and even simple emotions. We satyrs share some types of magic with bards and druids. As soon as I arrive, I use my magic to warn the forest of my arrival, communing with the forest, warning wild animals that I'm not a hostile presence. Because it had been a long time since I last visited here, I look for changes, but I can't find many. It is still the same woods, full of beauties for those who are considered welcome, but full of dangers for those who are not. I'm going to do a thing here. I'm going to see what the ending paths are. Endings. Pretty much all I'm finding so far is just the fact that there are different endings. Each ending has its own trophy. Well, I'll just play as I go. I'll just pick whatever paths I decide along the way. Why not? It is a place of happy memories, running and partying with my horde in this forest that was ours alone, but which has sad memories too of when I was chased by them and had to flee. Being persecuted for my preferences and inclinations, suddenly being judged for my attraction to the same gender as mine. But why am I thinking about it? Some things belong in the past. Okay, definitely not ancient Greece. They were gay, yo. I shake my horns, deciding to forget about it and focus on my mission. I'm close to the most hostile area for outsiders. Could he be here? My eyes look around, anxious. My ears are alert. I have the impression of hearing something, so I see something different in the midst of the native landscape. What could that be? Looks like a piece of fabric, a piece of a cape. Zephyr? Hey! Is there anyone here? I start calling at the top of my lungs. My voice echoes through the woods. No answer. I start to scream as loud as I can. Old wizard, are you here? If you can hear me, please reply. I don't think there will be an answer. Like every time I've tried to call him along the way when my ears are finally caught by a sound. The voice is distant, but satyrs have great hearing. I'm here! I can hear you! Blessed be my goddess Sapphirus, someone heard me! Please help me! Zephyr? Oh! I start to run towards the voice, hurried and expecting everything. Some vines block my passage, but I again use my musical charm to control them, opening the way. I go ahead in the direction of the voice, calling him. I realize that he is not running back in my direction. I ask myself while trying to guess what could have happened. When I finally reached him, what my eyes saw, no anticipation could guess. My eyes first come across the familiar artifact on the floor. Most magic users, whether wizards, bards, warlocks, or the like, use some artifact to channel most of their magic. I myself use my straw flute to perform musical incantations with different intentions, and even to summon and control plants. The artifact I see on the floor is a staff. Its tip, full of thorns twisted into horns, usually remains on fire when the artifact is touched by its master. A mysterious magical fire that lights up but doesn't burn. But now, his flame seems to have been extinguished a long time ago. It is a powerful artifact, capable of creating firestorms, also lightning, ice, and other elements. But not only that, I've seen Zephyr summon things and even beings from other worlds within it. Few artifacts and burning horns are as powerful, and Zephyr would never let them go. So I lift my head, and I end up even more impressed. Someone found me, and this one was you, Luxus. It can only be a miracle. Help me get out of these vines! I do believe he is naked. I find the familiar face at an unusual angle. His skin is dark and beautiful, and his beard contours a strong jaw and frames his fat lips. His imposing gray tresses are spread out like the surrounding vines. Yellow and supernatural eyes meet mine, but upside down in an uncomfortable position. The ends of his graying braids swayed with the situation. Zephyr is all wrapped up in vines, and his muscles look huge while he strains and contracts in an attempt to free himself. It is noticeable that the more he patiently tries to free himself, the more entangled he becomes. Despite everything, he seems fine. That whole scene is so hilarious. Please, before I untie you, just tell me how. Hello, Andrea. It's not funny, Satyr! I was looking for some specific plants to collect while they decided to attack me, making me drop my staff. Are you telling me that the plants collected you? Oh God, sorry. That's even funnier than I imagined. How dare you? Hey, keep calm. It's not like I'm not enjoying the view. The walk has done you a lot of good, old wizard. Congratulations. I hold my straw flute between my fingers, not taking my eyes off him. I try to see if the vines will respond to my musical enchantment. Zephyr seems to understand what I'm doing and patiently allows himself to move. It's a kind of magic vine, so it's not that easy to control, but I can move it a bit, making Zephyr turn around. How long do you intend to stay there just looking at me without getting me down from here? It's okay, I'm going. Sometimes I forget that you're a killjoy. Are you serious? And be careful with this thing. You better take it easy. Okay, don't worry. I'll use my musical manipulation to move the vines. Let's go carefully. I think I'll start with these ones. Be careful with them too! I will. Don't move like this. Stay still. But this is slipping away from me too fast. Oops. I think I'll fall. I'll catch you. Ouch. Sorry. Are you okay? My joints are sore, but I think so. At least I didn't fall over my staff. Blessed Sapphirus, it's almost daylight again. I look around, surprised, just realizing that time has passed. The sun's glow begins to emerge from behind the trees. Its yellow light, revealing the shapes of the trees and plants that surround us, makes the place look totally different. I realize that in spite of everything, the plants didn't hurt Zephyr, feeling happy for him. The glow of the flame that ignited on his scepter shows that he is all right. I was taken by surprise by these plants. Despite everything, it's a fascinating trap. Yes, it's more than that. In the past, the nymphs presented the forest beings with this barrier of vines. It's normal for the plants in the wood as a whole to catch or attack outsiders that are not wood creatures, thanks to this gift. They will let you alone as long as you are with me. So amazing. I need some samples of them to study. That's so typical of you. I'll get them for you. However, you shouldn't risk yourself coming here alone, Zephyr. It's too dangerous for outsiders. Were you worried about me? So cute. Yes! I mean, that elf keeps pissing me off, worried. Finn? I didn't imagine that I would take so long to return to the castle. Why didn't you let anyone know you were going? Why didn't you ask me to come with you? Are you serious? What? Is it possible that I forgot something? I'll help you remember. Was he drunk? Hey, Luxus, can you do me a big favor? Oh. Unfortunately, I can't right now. I need to finish planting these seedlings, but ask me again later. Sure, no problem. Hi, so that favor I mentioned earlier. Now? Sorry, I haven't finished things here. Maybe later. Right. So, that's it. Shall we? Yeah, go with you into the Hoof Grove? Was that the favor you were going to ask me? Now it's already late. I'm in no condition. Maybe tomorrow during the day. Luxus, this is all your fault. Did that really happen? Excuse me. Did that really happen? I'm so sorry. I didn't even remember we talked last night. Hell, I think I really need to go easy on the wine. But thinking about it now, it really does seem like something I would do. I always thought it would be weird to do something alone with Zephyr. I'm sorry. I really forgot about it. It's okay. I shouldn't expect help from you. Am I right? The guy that is always alone, please don't bother me. Hey, it's not like I'm always like this, and I had my reasons not to be excited to go out with you. Reasons, of course, I know well. I'm serious. Haven't you realized that as a satyr, my listening is beyond the human average? Oh, oops. I can't stand to hear that damn satyr play any longer. It's hard to focus on my books. I think he plays so well. Why don't you talk to him? You could try a deal, alternating moments of silence and song. I will not waste my time. He should be the one to realize. The queen is waiting for us. Have you advised Luxus? She would be upset if he didn't show up. No, but he will find out for himself. We're late. Let's go. I just realized I'm slowly giving Zephyr a Forrest Whitaker voice. I get more of that wonderful wine. Finn. I got more of that wonderful wine. Luxus needs to taste it. Are you crazy? You drink it all. Just leave it alone. Sorry. I didn't think you heard those things. I didn't know. Sometimes you just get in my way a little bit with my obligations. Okay. But you could have talked to me instead of talking about me. I'm sorry. I never wanted to offend you. Now I'm really embarrassed. It's not as if you don't play very well, for example, but you play all the time. I was just afraid to say it to you because you're always being so ironic, but I should have said it. Worst of all, he is correct. I'm not always the most receptive type to criticism. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to apologize. To be fair to Zafir, I recognize that being snarky is probably what I would have done, so why am I mad about it? Come to think about it, I don't think the things he said were so mean, but for some reason, they bothered me. Did I feel excluded? Could that be it? No way. I've always liked being alone. I don't even know why I remember these things. What good can there be in the past? I know I'm not an easy satyr. Let's forget about these things, all right? Are you sure? I really should have talked to you. I understand if you got upset. I'm really sorry. I'm okay, trust me. I shouldn't have forgotten the favor you asked me. I'm sorry, too. What an awkward silence. Why does something as good as silence, especially when you're alone, become so disturbing when there are only two people? Although I don't know if this kind of silence bothers me the same way that it... But I don't know if this kind of silence bothers him the same way it bothers me. I don't understand him very well. Although I have already tried to. Zafir and I both live in the same castle. We frequently hang out with the same people. But we're so different. He's like this library moth who lives from learning things from his books and doing crazy spells in his lab. It's true that I also do crazy experiments with the plants I grow, but it's outdoors. A totally different situation. My knowledge, the things I learn, come from the songs, troubadours, and legends. And he is so preoccupied with his obligations that despite allowing himself to relax in the tubs near the basement of the castle sometimes, his obligations are still the most important thing. I, on the other hand, fulfill my obligations, but with the aim of being free and relaxing. We are so different. Water and wine. Or aren't we? Are we really? I could invite him to go home now, but he should rest. He was trapped for so long. He was lucky he didn't get hurt. The vines didn't attack him, they just trapped him, probably sensing that his heart held no mean intentions. Still, they reacted in a strange way. Anyway, it can be dangerous to return during the night. I think we both deserve a good rest first. I think it's too late. We should look for some shelter and sleep. What do you think? Do you like this idea? I'm not sure. Would it be safe? I've been here a long time. Of course. I can find a safe place for us, if you think it would be a good idea. Oh, yes, I agree. I'm exhausted, and you must be too. But where? Let me think. The only place that comes to my mind is that one. But I've never invited anyone to that place. Should I now? It's not a big deal, Luxus. Or, inner voice, I guess. It's not a big deal, Luxus. Just invite him. It means nothing. I already know. There's a place that can be perfect, and it's not far. It's safe and pleasant. Or at least it used to be, when I last visited it. I hope it hasn't changed. It sounds perfect. Now I'm curious. Show me the way. That place.
that place.
It's so fascinating. I think it's more than that. Suddenly, fascinating doesn't feel like enough to describe. Heart Crystals 1, trophy earned. It's a magical place. We talk about Tahiti. It's a magical place. I look around to where I brought him. I need to agree with him. It's a magical place with a beautiful lake surrounded by sparse trees and very old rocks. The water has greenish tones, but it gets bluer as the day becomes clearer. In the center of the lake, on a small piece of land embraced by the waters, the exuberance of a concentration of shimmering thorn crystals stands out. The only competition for its beauty is the magnificent reflection on the blue-green waters. This is a very pretty picture, gotta admit. That's what catches the eye of my accidental travel companion. This place looks like a dream, so fantastic and different. What are those glowing thorns in the center of the lake? They're the nymph heart crystals. They're quite impressive, aren't they? Are you serious? I've read about them, but I never imagined seeing them so close. They're so magnificent. Really? Are they in one of your books? Yes! There's an interesting legend about them. A love story. Have you heard about it? Of course. We know the story here in the woods, but it's not a usual love story. This one has a sad ending. Seriously? The forest version may have different details from the books. Do you mind telling me? No problem. I like telling stories. Well, let me think about the way I should tell it. As it might be written in your book, there were two nymphs that fell in love with each other. Does it sound familiar? Yes, it was in the book, but please, tell me your version. Why does he want me to tell it if he already knows the story? I don't even really like this one. The two nymphs were the first inhabitants of this area. With their magic, they created this place and invited other beings to live here. Some beings said they were identical. Others said they were opposites. But they all agree that one belonged to the earth and the other to the waters. Oh, this music is just... Oh man, my mind is being transported back to some kind of an old fantasy realm right now. This music is just perfect mood setting. It really feels like this is some like long lost ancient fantasy magical story. Absolutely beautiful. The two constantly meet across the surface of the water, and their love was so deep and abundant, they had their own way of loving. Wow. But one day, the water nymph had to leave, promising to return soon. She entered the deep waters and left. The pain of their departure felt like a thorn that appeared in the heart of the earth nymph, but she believed in the promise and kept on waiting. The days went by, and it seemed like the promise was broken. Therefore, more thorns were growing on the earth nymph. She encouraged them to grow up because they offered her protection so she wouldn't get hurt. Other forest beings wanted to approach and comfort her, but her thorns kept them away. And the thorns around the nymph crystallized and hardened, and she was no longer able to leave the lake. Some say she is still there, because deep down, she still hopes that the promise will be fulfilled. Exactly. You really knew the story. As I've said, it has a pretty sad ending. Definitely, I don't like this story. If I were this earth nymph, I don't think I would take it. Oh, well, I think this can be a sad story, but not exactly a finished one. What do you mean? The reflection. Look at the reflection on the water. Can you see how close the crystals and their reflection are? Maybe the other nymph has created her own thorns, but they are still close. I think one day they will get rid of those thorns. They can get closer again. That second part looks like you're making it up now. You got tangled up in the explanation. but it was kind.
In my defense, I had no opportunity to see this place at night and create a proper metaphor.
I think since I hunted by my old hoard in the past before I went to Burning Thorns, I built up my own thorns. Sometimes I wish I could really put them down, but it's just not easy.
I feel so sorry for what happened to you. You shouldn't blame yourself for creating your own defenses, but some things are so beautiful that you can't just ignore them. And you keep admiring how beautiful they are.
There's that kind of atmosphere about Zephyr, who speaks looking straight ahead. I feel like I missed something in his speech, but I understand he's still talking about the crystals and the lake. It's so beautiful during the night, you have to see it. Unfortunately, we're late. It's one of my favorite sights in the world. It used to be my secret place when I was just a small and scared little satyr, and I wanted to be hidden alone.
It's hard to imagine you being small. Look at you.
We're close to the lake when Zephyr makes a gesture of contracting his biceps, then points to my arm and to the reflection in the water. I look at myself awkwardly for some reason, understanding that he is talking about my body. I see my face turning red even though it's hidden behind my long hair and goatee. I realize it's a reaction I didn't used to have, but that has now started to happen. Even without understanding why, I find myself looking for another subject. By the way, have you collected the plants you needed, old wizard? At your age, it's common to forget.
What? Oh yes, of course. I picked them up before I got stuck.
He's acting so weird. He hasn't mentioned anything about the plants he was looking for or why he needs them. I am a specialist in plants, being able to summon some with my magic, control others, and with a natural knowledge of their properties. I was also born in this region, being someone able to visit this place and return safely. The most expected would be for him to come and talk to me about it. Could something really bad have happened, and he's trying to hide it from me? What would it be? Some disease? Some imminent disaster? A curse that needs to be broken? For several times, Zephyr was the magical barrier between the Kingdom of Burning Horns and all kinds of threat. It's hard to imagine what could make him such an experienced wizard venture into a forbidden part of the woods. Could it be possible we were under some kind of threat again? I need to know. Are you up for some ritual, spell, or potion?
Yes, just a potion. But you don't need to worry about it. Everything's under control.
As I suspected, he's not telling me the whole truth. Oh, old sorcerer, what burden are you trying to carry alone this time? I need to discover more. You know, I'm very, very good with plants. I only saw you collect the dryad vines that bound you.
You can forget about it.
Actually, they're magnificent plants, but only here in the forest because of the dryad's magic. It's hard for me to imagine a use for it out of here. The vines have rejuvenating properties, but only for the dryads themselves.
What the hell? Are you serious?
I guess.
Really? Only for them?
Yes. Wait, is that the reason why you were here? A cosmetic plant? I can't believe it. For some reason, the idea of a wise, well-known wizard risking himself for the false cosmetic plant makes me laugh. A lot. So I noticed his face.
Yes! You discovered it. Congratulations. Feel free to laugh.
I'm surprised to see that Zephyr actually took offense at my laughter, so I stopped laughing.
Wait, I'm laughing because I never have imagined you would go after this kind of thing. Who said you need it? Well, you! Everyone! Everyone is always calling me old, especially when it's about mocking me somehow.
Oh, you're really serious? Seeing the sparkle disappear from Zephyr's eyes suddenly makes all the fun of the situation fade away. Why am I always behaving like this to people? Oh, cool. Congrats, Tim. Yeah, I've heard that those are both very hard. Congrats. I never imagined that this could offend you. It was always just a joke because you're actually so in shape for
my age? This is what you were going to say.
Zafir completes what I was going to say in a scathing way. I don't even think someone's age is an issue. I don't even know why I told that kind of joke. Maybe a bad way to get attention. I try to correct it. For any age, I don't know why I told this kind of stupid joke. I should have paid attention. You weren't laughing with me. You're the wizard that, for years, protected Burning Horns from each shadow that threatened it. I never thought I could affect you with my comments.
I know that's just a joke, and I don't know why I allowed this kind of comment to mess with my mind. I feel so foolish.
The honesty with which Zafir talks about something that upsets him leaves me surprised. Usually when it happens to me, I just keep it to myself. I'm not used to being so honest about my feelings when dealing with people. The bewilderment of the situation makes me wonder what to answer. I have got to find the name of this song. This music is ethereal. It's so good. You're not foolish. If I made you question at any moment that you were a guy full of life, willingness, and youth, it was a huge folly of me to say that. You're the hottest guy in Burning Horns and you know it, right?
You don't have to go overboard with the compliment, but thanks.
Zafir seems to accept my apology, and I realize how worried I was, which is not usual for me. Real yawn. Big yawn.
I'm so tired. Now I really need to sleep. Thanks for finding me, too.
It was my pleasure. I need some rest, too. Sleep tight, wizard. We lay on the makeshift beds I made with plants and soft leaves. I'm so tired, as soon as I lay down my eyes start to close. Why is there a chicken in these woods?
By Zaphyrus! This food was the best I've ever eaten. I feel like I'm going to burst from eating so much.
I noticed that Zafir managed to get some rest despite the light. That's good. He had alternated talking and excitedly eating the meal I woke up early to prepare. I ate the food too, and found it satisfying, but Zafir was eating it with such satisfaction that seeing him like this was even better than eating.
I already expected you to evoke nice fruits with your flute as you're a plant manipulator, but I wasn't expecting you to hunt and prepare such delicious pheasant meat. Here, in the forest? How?
The meal gave me some work to prepare. Although I was able to summon the spices and manipulate the pheasant to come to me, following my music, I ended up choosing to make a very complex roast. I had to harvest and prepare the spices, and it took a lot of work plucking the bird. I still had to light the fire and roast the meat slowly. It was nothing. It was pretty simple to do. Liar. I lie. Told you. Then settle on the fact that he's dressed and his clothes are brand new. Why are you wearing these things again?
It was easy to cast my clothes back with my staff. I don't know if I'd be comfortable sleeping naked in the woods.
It's summer. The weather is hot, even here in the forest. We didn't even have to make a fire to sleep. When I cooked, I got all sweaty and had to throw myself in the lake.
It may be, but for us humans, it ends up being more comfortable to wear clothes in certain situations.
Comfortable? I'm impressed that you can sleep wearing these things.
Not as much as I am about your cooking. Who could imagine we had a chef among us all this time?
I only did it because you were looking so tired yesterday. In fact, I ended up losing my sleep, planning how to make up for the things I said. The feeling of being in debt never left me. At least something good came out of it. Zafir's satisfied smile while eating my food was one of the best expressions I'd ever seen in my life. Did you rest well? Did anything bother you?
Totally! I'm glad that nothing attacked me again during my sleep.
Great! It's good that you can laugh about it now. I was feeling really bad for laughing about it before, and for everything that happened so far.
Don't worry. I'm starting to find it funny too. I think because it's over now.
I think I'll never forget that scene.
Feel free to laugh at it, by the way. It's not like I never saw you in a worse situation.
It's true that I had my own moments, but have I ever gotten over you?
I guarantee you have.
What? Are you serious?
Totally.
More embarrassing than that? Tell me then.
I don't think you'll remember considering you fainted.
Okay. A nap! Trophy earned.
I had woken up early to jog close to the forest.
What does this... Who does this kind of thing?
Then I found you lying in compromising positions on your back, legs, and arms. You had had too much to drink.
Nothing new on the horizon so far.
I said it a lot. There were several empty bottles with you. It was near a lake like this, a deep lake.
Except it was a deep, dark, muddy lake, and it was actually more like a swamp.
You were really close to the water and you were lucky not to drown.
What would have made me wake up?
Or catch some disease from that strange water. The pipe you were smoking was about to start a fire too.
Okay, one of the reasons why I stopped smoking.
You were making strange noises, loud and very bizarre screams.
Okay, you're getting somewhere.
The noises were high-pitched and they were scaring the animals away.
Really?
But not all. The noise was attracting predators too, a hungry and dangerous pack of wolves. In the end, I had to manipulate the fire against them.
Wow.
I approached you and to help you, but at first you started to struggle, slap me and vomit as if you were possessed, so I...
Okay, it's enough. I've got it.
I think I want to bet. Haven't I told you? Well, what should I ask for? Let me think. Please say something. You got serious. It wasn't my intention. I think this time I was the one who took it.
It's not it. Don't worry. It's just that I didn't know that you were the one who found me. I only knew that I was found by someone after running away from my old gang. But my first memory is already in Burning Horns, receiving medical care.
Really? Don't you remember?
Why can't I remember everything? I remember that I had to run away from my horde when they turned against me. They were my family, and suddenly they turned against me, judging my preferences totally unrecognizable. I was able to escape, but I never felt so alone. I drank everything I had with me. I was very weak. When I passed out, I thought I hadn't felt anything else, but now I remember. I felt very cold. A cold almost as painful as abandonment. But that ended when I felt a warm touch. So warm it felt like magic. Was it Zafir's touch?
So I carried you to the castle. You're pretty heavy, you know. Muscle weighs too.
Why didn't you ever tell me it was you? All this time living in the same castle and I didn't know it.
I never imagined you'd forgotten. You actually woke up and talked to me before I took you to Burning Horns. I invited you to come with me to Burning Horns realm. I told you it was a safe place. Your answer was, a place with this name, it looks as if it was made for me.
It must be true. It's definitely something I would say.
Yes, you were pretty bad, so I guess it's normal to have forgotten. Well, I think it's time we go back.
Go back?
I think it's time for us to go, don't you?
Come back? Like this? Now? Now that I figured all this out? For a moment, I forget that I was here to pick him up and take him home. Oh, no. No, I mean, you need to see this place at night. Why don't you think we'd better stay here longer tonight? You only slept during the day a few hours. You might not have rested properly.
I like it a lot, but I've been far for long. I've been far for so long. And there's Finn, too. He's probably afraid. Shall we return?
He's right. Why don't I want to return home? I don't really know, but... Decisions. Let's go say hi. All right.
All right, let's go.
I'm probably going to get a bad ending, aren't I? Are you tired? We could take a break. Although you have managed to keep up with me well.
I think I'll take it, thanks. It was not easy.
I was going slow, but for a human, you really walked a long way before you got tired. We're back in the forest around Burning Horns. There's still a long way to go until we get there, but I can hear, even from far, the noise of some people. People plowing the land, breaking branches, children playing, dogs barking. Everything is still very far away, but the fact of hearing them makes me feel closer. I look up and see the first smoke signals. Some towers of the castle are so far away, but they are somehow visible. Our Fire Queen and her wife, the old master of Zephyr, will be there. The fishermen, the downtown merchants, Finn and his soldiers, as well as some other castle staff. I hope none of them needed my potions while I was out. Luckily, I always keep some in store. And the people who help me take care of the gardens are very good at it. I suddenly realized that I missed those people, and that they were always around me. The sensation of being close is a mix of feelings. I'm happy to be back, but sad that our adventure is coming to an end. These paradoxes of life are fascinating. I think of the word fascination and realize I hadn't used it until then. At least it wasn't a frequent word for me until I started spending too much time alone with Zephyr. How much of the other takes root in us when we stay close long enough? What is this strange magic that makes us absorb and start to share something that belonged to the other? Spending that time with Zephyr, no matter how long it was, sure changed me. Well, Andrea, I did not pick 2, did I? My apologies. I didn't even see that till just now. I wonder how much of me is left in Zephyr.
It was quite a walk back here. You don't look tired at all. Being a satyr must be fascinating.
I stomp one of my hooves to the ground, showing it off. Not as much as being a wizard, I guess. Zephyr's response is to make his staff's flame intensify.
I think we both can be proud of ourselves.
Fair enough. A moment of silence takes place between us, as if each one was looking for something to say. But this time I don't feel uncomfortable with it. I don't feel uncomfortable with Zephyr anymore. We just smile sincerely at each other.
By Zephyrus, what an adventure it was!
Did you like it? I'm so happy about it. So now you owe me one.
Certainly. I promise never to leave you behind.
A flame in Zephyr's yellow eyes let me know it's true. And I promise not to run away from you anymore when you come looking for me. Is it agreed?
Hell yeah!
I look at Zephyr smile, and I feel so happy. Maybe I should have spent more time with him. I try to guess what could have happened, but it doesn't matter now. We're returning home, and I feel like a new era has just begun. It was nice to spend time and share things with Zephyr, making us get closer and forget about some feuds. But, on the other hand, Happy to be back, and maybe this mix of sensations is something good. After all, having an end is what makes it all so meaningful. There's nothing new without something old being left behind. I bet Finn will be incredibly happy to see you. You should have seen how he pissed me off until he convinced me to look for you. Happily. Even though I texted him with my flute. Excuse me? I texted him with my flute? I know he must be anxious. My musical message magic unfortunately does not allow the recipient to respond.
I'm sure if it was allowed, he would answer that he'll be happy when seeing us both back. He likes you a lot, too.
You're right. You know I think he's a great guy, don't you? Just like you.
I know, me too. You both.
I believe Finn in particular must be looking forward to Zephyr's return. Their friendship is very beautiful. And I know that if I get rid of my armor of thorns that I've often worn to keep others from getting close, I can have a friendship like that with them too. We are finally getting close to the front of the castle when I spot a familiar blonde hair being tousled by the wind at some distance. I realize Finn is anxiously waiting for our return, as I was imagining. The castle, trophy earned. Well, we haven't missed anything. His hunched shoulders give way, his tiredness and worriedness, as I feel kind of sorry for our delay. Even though I sent a musical message letting him know we were fine, the magic doesn't allow a complex message. He was told we were fine only, without any further information. Probably something like Morse telegraph. Yeah. He's always been the type of guy who really needs to see the person well to feel calm. Go ahead, I'll be right behind you. I tell it to Zephyr, who looks at me questioningly for a moment, but I believe the two of them deserve a moment alone after all. I've spent a lot of time with him, and I know how much Finn wants to see him. He was the one who convinced me to look for you. You should go thank him. I look him in the eye, and I believe that my look can communicate what I think. Because he nods his head, I hit the forward button. He nods his head and goes first as I intended. I see both of them approaching. So I lift my pointed ears and I keep listening to their conversation. After all, I'm still a very curious satyr.
Finn!
Zephyr, is that you?
The two finally meet in front of the back stairs of the castle, a moment I knew was really hoped for. The sky is a beautiful color between red and orange when the sun is close to setting. The two big men, with bodies trained by many battles, walks, training, and challenges, approach each other looking like little children, smiling and admiring themselves. A fresh, steady wind that sways braids and hair makes it all a beautiful sight to behold.
I can't believe you're back. I was so afraid.
I'm sorry for having you concerned. I should have told you where I was going.
I'm back.
I'm back thanks to Luxus. And thanks to you who cared about me.
I knew he would find you. Is he okay? I was already getting worried about him too.
Hearing them both talking about me, worrying, and being grateful makes me realize how much I missed isolating myself and not seeking to be closer to them. I feel sad, but also happy. It took me a while to realize this, but I have wonderful friends.
Yes, he is. Trust me. He sent me ahead to talk to you.
Really? Good to know. But why?
Can't you imagine?
I think it's because he is really kind and he knows how much I want to be with you.
He is really an amazing guy.
guys, this way you'll make me blush. But talk about your feelings soon. I find myself rooting for them eagerly.
He also made me see how much you care about me, take care of me tirelessly, and are always looking out for my good. And he taught me not to be afraid. That's why I want to say I love you, Finn. Thank you for always being here for me.
Zephyr's statement surprises me for a moment, but then I realize it shouldn't.
That's my man. I'm so proud of you, Zephyr.
I think this is Finn talking, not Lexus, okay?
I love you too, Zephyr. I'm so glad you got back to me.
I internally wondered if I would be sad about it, but I realized I'm mostly happy for them than any other thing. Actually, seeing the love between these two makes me feel immensely grateful. Because of it, I can see that love still exists and how beautiful it is. It makes me believe in friendship and that our choices result in the world we experience. I realize that feeling happy just by seeing my friends together is the biggest proof that I really love them. Bad ending. Well, let's do that again and pick some different endings. Skip, skip. Holy, we could skip. Or back to this point where we can pick. So let's go ahead and relax. Get us a bottle of wine to share while we wait for him to get back.
Lexus, I'm serious. I'll bring you any elven wine you want as long as you help me first.
Do we have a deal? Don't ever look at me like this. Never. It doesn't look good on that baby face of yours. So show me a smile. Oh, wait. It really is just going to keep going as normal. This goes on for some time, which is fine. What kind of crazy combination would I need to make in order to get the bad ending? Let's go ahead and say I can use my musical magic to message him.
I'd forgotten this ability. Fantastic. Let's stay.
Oh, we get to see this thing at night now. Oh, it's beautiful. Along with this music, just so good.
I need to admit, it's even more fascinating during the night. It's hard to believe that it would be possible. I felt so happy that we decided to stay.
Okay. The decision. We still have the decision, and we have two endings. This should be an easy platinum to get.
Are you sure that it's not a problem if we stay here? Won't Finn feel concerned? What is this music? Where is this coming from? This is beautiful.
Yes, I am. Using my musical magic, I'm sending him a message to calm him down. I close my eyes. Focusing for a moment, I envision the message that I want Finn to receive. I found Saphir. We are fine. I know it's not much. I wish I could tell him more. The message needs to be simple. It's a charm with several limitations, much more like a sensation than a message itself. But it said that we're all right. I'm sure he knows that. So I envision the castle, the place where he is. I blow on my flute and feel the message being carried through the air up to the castle. I stay like this for many minutes until I feel like the message has reached its recipient. I open my eyes and I see two yellow eyes staring at me. It's done. I'm sorry, I should have warned you this would take time.
No problem at all. It was a fascinating thing to watch. Satyrs have really fascinating abilities.
Thanks. It was not a big deal.
I'm glad we could stay here for longer. It's not every day you can enjoy a place like this.
Zephyr can't seem to take his eyes off the beauty of the place and the greenish illumination of the crystals at night. The landscape is beautiful, but for some reason, instead of looking at it, I keep looking at Zephyr's face. Something there keeps me mesmerized. His eyes are wide, and with his mouth, he's making that funny, striking expression of his when he's surprised or in awe. I find myself smiling at that, but in a different way. It's not a mean thing, quite the opposite. His amazing, amusing expression makes me want to smile.
I know I'm repeating myself, but I can't say enough. I can't get enough of saying how amazing this place is. Blessed be Sapphirus for all of it.
This goddess you're always referring to, Sapphirus. I know she's the goddess of magic for the wizards, but I don't know much more about her. We don't hear much about her in the forest.
Yes, for us she's more than just another deity. Would you like to know more about her?
Zephyr seems very excited to talk about his goddess, and I find myself excited by watching his excitement. Of course.
Ancient treatises.
Treatises?
And arcane magic tell us about the time when the gods appeared and became worshipped by humans. Unlike what most people believe, the gods we currently believe in would have emerged after humans, the fruit of their desires, dreams, fears, their faith.
Wow. We already started with an interesting theory. The gods were created by mortals.
Yep, not everyone believes this, but I do. The gods' consciousnesses appeared as personifications of things.
Really interesting. Please continue.
All people's faith was concentrated in the gods in old days, the only ones capable of doing magic. But Sapphirus was fascinated by living things and the amazing things we were capable of doing. The way mortality causes us to seek meaning to our lives.
Yeah, knowing that nothing lasts forever changes your perspective. Sometimes we just forget it, but it's kind of stupid.
It's true! Anyway, she would have been the first goddess to want people to believe in themselves, not only in the gods. And by teaching the first wizards to believe in themselves, or more, she made them awaken to magic. That is nothing more than the ability to create what seems impossible with the power of your belief.
Wow, I loved her.
Her name refers to Saphira, as she represents magic itself for us. It is a symbol that shows that magic is like a beautiful and precious jewelry.
Damn it, that really was a fascinating story. Watching Zephyr tell stories with such magic and intelligence makes me understand why he loves his books so much. It's hard not to admire him, and I have to stop myself from asking for more stories, like a human child asking their parents before going to bed. It's more than that, actually. His deep voice, his handsome chin moving as he speaks with wisdom and confidence. Everything has a kind of hypnotic aspect that makes me kind of giddy.
When admiring a place like this, it's hard for me not to remember her. I'm so impressed with this place.
Oh? Yes, me too.
Are you impressed? But aren't you used to this place?
No, I mean, I'm happy too. It's always something impressive to see. Why am I feeling weird? It's just Sapphire. It's true that I'm used to coming to this place at night when the fluorescence of the spines becomes more evident, competing with the luminosity of the fireflies. I'm also used to the croaking of frogs, the noise of crickets and other animals, the smell of wet earth and the typical grasses here. But something made me feel like that, like for the first time I'm experiencing and looking at all. It's like things are prettier, they smell better, Mostly, he.
Of course. What a silly question.
No, never. I'm the one who didn't pay attention.
You know, this place suits you.
Me?
Yes, it's different, even a little intimidating. Full of thorns and dangers, secrets, but still fascinating with a unique charm.
Was it a compliment? My nose is itching something fierce right now. I apologize. That's embarrassing.
It was, I swear.
Do you need something? I can hunt for something for you to eat.
At this time, it's too late. Everything is perfect. I have all I need here.
Oh, it's okay. Why am I talking nonsense and feeling nervous? I feel like I'm forgetting part of my vocabulary. What's up with me?
There is something different about you. I don't know what it is exactly, but it makes me feel curious.
Yeah. Guess what? I do not understand either.
Why did you insist on staying here with me? Were you looking forward to being alone with me?
No, I mean, yes, but don't think badly about me. Actually, it's true, but why am I treating it as a problem? As a shame? Normally, it's me who provokes the others.
It was just a joke. You're really acting differently. I never imagined you would get shy because of a joke. That's so cute.
Stop, don't be silly.
I'm serious. It is charming.
Why am I not going after him? On other occasions, I'd be the one flirting and convincing him to be with me. Instead, I'm feeling insecure. Zafir looks at me as if he was waiting for an answer, but he doesn't get one. I realize a certain disappointment in Zafir's eyes as he finally lies down on his mat of leaves and cotton flowers, summoned and manipulated by my magic. I wish I could only approach him and hug him tight from behind, feeling the warm skin of his back on my chest. However, something stops me. Instead of it, I sit on my own mat, watching that handsome man in front of me with his muscle, big arms and legs, and I just freeze.
Well, I think it's time to sleep. Feel free to wake me up if you need something.
Already? Oh, okay. My friend, have a good rest. Why have things become so hard? The summer hot weather doesn't help much either. I get up and I end up wandering around in the dark woods while I think. I walk silently, as only us beings of the forest are able to. I don't want to wake Zafir up. When Zafir lies down, the flame in his staff goes out, making everything darker. My eyes are adapted to nighttime, so it's not a problem for me. Not even the good feeling of cotton and the soft rustle of leaves under the mat look inviting to me. I'm just feeling too anxious to sleep. I feel sweaty and uncomfortable. I hear my heart beating faster, a totally new sensation running through my body. I feel like I need to roam around until I understand what I'm feeling. Then I feel my pupils dilate in a moment of discovery of the unimaginable. I see myself obliged to admit, although in disbelief with myself, I'm having feelings for Zafir. This discovery makes me want to run, trotting into the woods, far away. How did I allow it to happen? How could I let my guard down like that? I'm a satyr. I was born to be free. And I've always heard that love is like a prison. But a prison you put yourself in. No, it can't be. Maybe I'm mixing things up. We both live in Burning Horns, and this is the helm where people of the same gender can date whoever they want, do whatever they want, as long as they both want to. It's not like I've never done anything with Zafir. We already participated in some parties, we boozed up with a lot of wine. Once he... but after that, I went on with my life, hanging out with other guys without ever thinking too much about it. But now, just me and him, alone here, with these feelings welling up in me. It feels different. It's dangerous. I don't even know if he could feel something like this for me. I guess I was always annoying him, even without understanding why. Maybe because I don't know how to deal with him any other way. I definitely need to keep these burning feelings a secret. What good could come of them? Just because we're forced to live here doesn't mean he really likes me. On the contrary, he has avoided me so many times. I don't want to let him do that again. But if I'm so afraid of it, it can only be because I'm having real feelings for Zafir. What should I do? If only he had shared his feelings about me, I would have gladly shared mine back. But I don't want to be the first to do that. Share my feelings and find out he doesn't feel the same way. Maybe he was just in the mood for a casual date. No compromise. That's it. I need to hide what I feel and wait for his move. If I give in, I might even end up falling even more for someone who doesn't feel the same. That would be a nightmare. Walking, I find myself next to the mat again and lie on it, looking up at the sky. Zafir, why can't I stop thinking about you? Suddenly, several memories of him run through my head. Fighting shadows and demons, arguing, celebrating, drinking, partying, saving him in the forest, finding out he's already done something similar for me. What's happening to me? I get up carefully in the dark, still worried that Zafir might have heard a noise. I need to bathe in the lake. Maybe now I'll sleep after the bath. The water's a little cold despite the hot water. Despite the warm weather. Jeez. My hooves touch it first, but then I decide to go full body. My body quickly gets used to the temperature, and the bath turns out to be very good. I then step outside, shaking and ruffling the hairs on my legs to dry them off. I lie on the mat with my body still wet, but due to the heat, it actually feels good. On my mat, I curl up, hug myself, and finally fall asleep. During my sleep, I have a strange and silly dream. It's daytime, and I'm in the same lake we spent the night where I bathed before going to sleep. In the dream, I'm able to breathe underwater, but I can't get out. I see the crystals outside, but I can't reach them. Then I realize I'm the water nymph. I try to ask for help, but my voice won't come out. Suddenly, is Zafir on the other side, unable to see me. I stir the water so he can see me until he puts his hand in it, but I end up hurting him with my horns. He moves away from me. I try to call it again, then I hear something out of context.
Morning, sleepyhead. How much longer will you sleep?
I open my eyes and feel them hurt by the sunlight. I feel that relief when someone wakes you up from a bad dream. I stretch my arms out, yawning and looking around. I remember where I am, and I decide to get up.
I just took a bath. The water's amazing. Why don't you wash yourself to help you wake up?
The offer makes me laugh at myself. After the nightmare I had, the last thing I think about is jumping into the water again for now. It's not necessary. I took a bath during the dawn.
Really? That early? Why?
I realize I ended up talking too much. I don't want to explain why I had to wash myself up in the middle of the night. It was just too hot, that's all. Zafir's smile, moreover, is a divine sight, and yet I find myself averting my eyes.
Well, I think it's time to go back. Do you want to eat something first?
Right now, I'm not hungry, but I can fix something for you.
I think I'm okay. We can get some fruit during the walk, unless you want to stay here for some reason. Shall we go home?
For some reason. It's just, I think there's something dirty on the back of your neck. I think it's dirt or grass. There's actually nothing on it, but for some reason I find myself lying. And I at least know myself well enough to know that I only lie when I'm scared. But what am I scared of? Really? Oh, yes. I think it's better if you clean before we go.
Okay. The water feels wonderful anyway. And I love baths, you know me. Hold on!
Zafir is about to head back to the water when he turns around at the last moment to add something.
Thank you so much for bringing me again, Lexus. I feel so lucky. This place is so magical, so beautiful, and the food was so good. I loved the time we spent together. I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget it too, because it was too special for me. I really like you, and I can't stop thinking about you. That's what I felt like saying. But instead I reply, I think you'd better go faster, otherwise we'll be late.
Of course. Wait for me there.
I see Zafir running happy and carefree back to the water. Everything about him seems so simple, which contrasts with who I truly am. But I decided I need to face my feelings by being alone. That's why I lied. Okay, Luxus, last time for you to think about it alone. Why is it so difficult for you to talk about your feelings? Are you stupid? Trying to understand this, I focus on my heart, trying to remember the last time I shared something with someone. Indeed, there was someone. This person was patient with me in my snarky, prickly way. This person was close to Zafir, and Finn too, an outsider from another world who even made me develop some degree of friendship with the other two. He was a very free person, and I liked that. But the problem was that he was so free that one day he just went away. I don't think I told him everything I felt at that time. I wonder if anything would have changed. Before I didn't even realize it. But now I know that I don't think things should be this way. When I see cool guys like Zafir, I think at least they should have someone nice. Because Zafir is so kind, intelligent, caring, and interested in others. Someone who always tries to give him their best. He deserves someone trustworthy, so that he is not ashamed to say he cares. I don't know if I can be this guy, but he's so wonderful that... Given a new choice. Okay, Andrea, I'm paying attention this time. Which one do you think I should pick? I shall await your response. Still waiting. It's possible Andrea is no longer here, so... ah, shoot. Literally, oh man, I'm sorry, Andrea.
Luxus! I'm back and ready. I even got my clothes on. Shall we go?
I'm sorry, Andrea. I just did you dirty twice in a row. I feel terrible. The decision, trophy earned. I take a deep breath, gathering some courage, and I get closer to him. Wait. First, I want to tell you this.
What?
There's something I should have said to you before. I'll say it now. Please just don't make fun, as I used to, about all things.
You're scaring me. You can tell me whatever you want.
Hi, Mikei-chan. No, please, don't feel scared. It's scary, but for me. You don't need to feel like this. For the gods, I would really appreciate some wine right now. No, come to think of it, wine has been my escape this whole time. So I didn't think about everything I went through. About my feelings. and my loneliness. And I don't want to run away anymore. For the first time, I feel my hooves weakening as if they were made of glass ready to break. But I stare into Zafir's yellow eyes, the eyes I've seen so many times and know so well. There's tenderness and genuine concern in them.
I would never laugh at something important to you. You could tell me. Trust me.
Zafir seems to understand my nervousness, approaching calmly, as if he didn't want to scare me. His gaze continues to encourage me. My heart hammers my chest. Now it's the moment. I don't want to be a coward and go back. The words don't come out exactly the way I'd like them to, nor are they able to contain everything I feel, but it doesn't matter. I feel proud to speak up. I feel sane and sober. I'm the one who is really lucky having you here with me these days, not being here alone as I used to be. You said this place is beautiful and fascinating, but it never looks so beautiful and fascinating as now that you're here. Because you are beautiful and fascinating, and I can't stop thinking about how I want you to be mine. I want to possess you and feel your body. I want to feel every part of you. But I don't want it to be just something casual and meaningless. I really like you a lot. I want to be with you. Is that what you really wanted to tell me? Zafir's tone is affectionate, but I feel like I'm too emotional to realize things clearly. The only thing I can think is that no matter what happens, I'll be proud of my courage. Yeah, but don't feel obligated to...
Shh, it's all right. You're fascinating too. More than anyone I've ever met, you know?
Zafir's words make me emotional, and luckily he keeps talking because I wouldn't be able to say anything else at the moment.
I confess that I can't stop thinking about you too. Being here really stirred my feelings. And now I'm ashamed that I didn't have the courage to talk about my feelings first. Because it would be wonderful to have you with me. Not just today, but tomorrow and after.
And then again, and forever? Promise? The words came out of my mouth like a child's request, but I don't care, because that's what made them so sincere. Zafir's answer is a kiss, which takes me by surprise. I try to grab his body, but he's faster and walks away.
You know, you're right. Sometimes these clothes hide too much.
Zafir touches his clothes, which glow, then turn into thousands of particles of light. Good night, everybody. The golden particles float like fireflies around him. So here he is, beautiful, right in front of me. He lies down on the mat I slept on, looking defiantly at me. The sunlight gently touches his incredible body.
Don't you think you've made me wait long enough?
The question makes me feel embarrassed, but challenged. Sometime later. Are you ready to go home, handsome?
With you, I can go anywhere. One last dip before we go?
Hell yeah. I even forgot the nightmare I had. I take Zafir's hand and we jump onto the water together. Into the water. We shared a delicious bath before we left. Zafir and I finally reached the open part beyond the forest. The sun is radiant, as if it had planned to welcome us as a couple. Even close to home, Zafir and I started kissing and caressing each other as if we wanted to delay our return.
Oh, God!
What?
I just forgot to collect some other interesting plant samples that I had studied about in my book. There were so many things that I ended up forgetting.
I think there will be a next time. I answered just by smiling. There's no way not to find Zafir's way, forgotten and a little clumsy, cute.
Why are you smiling?
Nothing. The pout you made with your mouth when you're upset is just really cute.
Fool.
I made something for you.
Are you serious? What?
What a curious guy.
It's my obligation as a wizard. What could I do? Please, show me.
All right. Turn around. And no spying, huh? Saphira looks at me suspiciously, but this time I'm being serious. He decided to do what I asked.
What are you up to now?
Just trust me. Close your eyes.
Fine. If it's some kind of joke, you'll regret it.
Saphir says so, but I know he'll trust me and will not spy on me. I close my eyes to concentrate on what I'm going to do next. Then I breathe in. I'm holding my flute with both hands, touching and caressing it with my fingers. I bring it to my mouth, then I touch it with my lips as I have done with Zephyr's lips. A song that came to my heart, that was made for Zephyr, starts to play. I don't think I'm very good with romantic words, not when they're sincere. But I hope my song tells him at least a little bit of how I feel, how much I already love him. How handsome he is and how much his company makes me feel good. The song I play, however, isn't just for him. It is a communication of my love, a warning to all nature around us, that this is the man I chose, and I always want to love. A man who chose me too, on his own. And he is so beautiful that I summon all the most beautiful plants to contemplate him. I focus on the most beautiful ones we saw during our stay in the forest, the ones I saw him looking at with the most admiration. And then they begin to germinate, grow, and proliferate, like my love. Zephyr, you can open your eyes. This looks incredibly gay. I hug him and kiss his neck tenderly as he opens his eyes.
What did you do?
Zephyr looks around, looking dazed. A tear runs down his cheek, but I can see he's very happy. I didn't know exactly which plants you wanted, so I brought you as many as I could.
It's hard to imagine that I would see so many beautiful places on the same day. But I guess I'll have to get used to it as all the places become so beautiful when you're around. It's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for me. I love you, Luxus. I know you did all this because
I love you too. I interrupt him and then kiss him passionately. He kisses me back, and I feel like this is the best kiss I've ever had. A kiss that could only come from a love like this. Is that it? Is that the end? A good ending! Woohoo! Alright. So I want to check something here. Does the credits say what the songs are? No? Okay. Well, if memory serves, I have one more ending trophy, I think. Yeah, one more ending trophy. May as well. It kind of looks to me that you can pick whichever one you want here and it doesn't matter. I'm going to pick that one because I feel like that's the one that, like, because I think the final bad ending is just us trying to be as alone as possible. So, trying to make it look like we don't care. Something just blew up. Okay, let's do that. Musical message. Then we pick keeping our feelings all bottled up. And Yep, this is the same. Unlock the secret ending or stay on this route. Boy. This is not the ending that I thought we were going to get. Let's go ahead and stay on this route. I should have saved, you're right. Well, really? Okay. Okay, so I guess I know now what the order is if I want to get the bad ending. Because that's what I'm going for. The secret route, by the way, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is, and it is... It's the one where all of them end up together. Yeah, this only takes a minute. Something just blew up again. The problem is neither of them are bottoms. Yeah, you missed quite a bit. Yep, already went through all this. How do you get the final bad ending? Here's the secret ending. I think they're about to kiss, but they just stare at each other. Why? I start to look forward to their kiss, not only because of the scenario. The castle under the sunset, the breeze, everything looks so perfect. I can't imagine what's missing. I have the impression that they say something just by moving their lips, something I couldn't hear. Then they called me.
Luxus?
Oh, gods, have I done something wrong? Is it my fault they haven't kissed? It's obvious that there was already something going on between Zephyr and Luxus, even if it was just an atmosphere. Could I be the problem? Damn it, all that time alone with Zephyr, I surely must have messed something up.
How about you, Luxus?
Are you going to stay there just spying on us? Come here!
I feel confused when they call me. But I don't run. I take a deep breath, determined not to be afraid of whatever they want to tell me. So I approach them, unsure of what to expect. Okay, I will make a save here, just in case I get another choice. Sure. There's something strange in their eyes, yellow and green, taking turns between staring at me and looking at each other. My hooves oscillate between keeping on walking and stopping, but something makes me continue. I don't want to go back. When I get to them, they suddenly come to me harshly as I approach them and take me by surprise. I close my eyes. It takes me a while to understand what's going on. My arms are trapped and I can't move properly, and it feels so good. I finally open my eyes, a great luminosity coming from the sun around us, making a task that should be easy difficult. I'm caught up in the warmest hug I have ever received in my entire life. They're both bigger than me, and they hug so hard with those huge arms I can barely speak. What?
Luxus, I missed you so much. I'm so happy you're back here safe and sound.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back too.
I just told Finn how much I love him.
That's amazing.
But that I love you too, just the same. You inspired me to be more honest about my feelings, so I needed to say this to you both. You're the most amazing guys I've known.
I'm taken by surprise. My heart starts to race. What does this mean? Was this all some kind of dream? I feel even more confused, but the feeling of their bodies so close to mine is so pleasant. I feel really protected by those two big men, there among them as if the fear had disappeared. It's so good and tight, I wouldn't be able to move even if I wanted to.
Are you crying, Finn?
Yes, but tears of joy. I love you both so much, too. I've always wanted to be with you both, but I never knew if you felt the same way.
Finn's statement takes me by surprise, but it doesn't shock me. When I think about it, he was always there looking for my friendship, even with my difficult personality. And deep inside, I've always liked his company, even though my fears and insecurities didn't allow me to be more transparent with him. Me, always creating thorns to protect myself and keep those who try to get close away. But he was one of the few to reach me anyway.
Knowing that you feel that way too, Zephyr, makes me so happy. But what about you, Luxus? Also, do you feel like being with us? Do you feel the same way?
You know you could be honest with us, don't you? We'll remain friends and love you, regardless of your response.
I feel so happy with the declarations of love from both of them that the only sad thing I can think of is that I didn't have the courage to say it first. Because of course I feel the same. Two amazing guys who welcomed me, who saved me, who fought battles by my side, who cared and shared their homes with me, who are so generous that even though they love each other so much, they want to share that love with me and welcome me. I feel the warmth of their embrace. I touch my head on Finn's chest and I say with a smile, nothing would make me happier, because I love you both so much too. Well, that's the secret ending, pretty sure. I kiss each of them and then watch them kiss, and I feel happy like never before. Yay, secret ending. How do I get the bad ending? I'm gonna have to do this a few more times, I think. I'll do that one. Literally just takes a minute. Literally a minute. 1 minute, like 60 seconds or less for all of this. Yeah. McKay is very confused because she didn't see the stream. I guess you'll have to either rewatch the stream when it goes on YouTube or buy the game. There's the bad ending. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. Let's go. Platinum trophy. Stupid bad ending. Let's go. Just finish the game. That's it. Game's over. We're done. We did everything. I don't even know what the what the word said. I don't care. We did it. Okay. We got the good ending, right? We got the secret good ending too. Yeah, McKay is just a fast reader. So you're all caught up. Perfect. So you can tell me what exactly happened there. That was Burning Secrets, a Bara visual novel. Go ahead and pick it up for yourselves if you want. You saw what kind of game it is. Thank you, McKay-chan and Jiraiya, Dimlord for being here. Shout out to the lurkers. Thank you for bearing with me for doing these streams on Thursday instead of Friday. The guy with horns was horny. Well, do you have the slightest idea of how little that narrows it down? All guys with horns are horny. Yes. I'll be back Sunday to continue my playthrough of Rainbow Skies. Until then, on behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have yourselves a great day and a great extended weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.